first question to you is, how long does it take to build a brand?
I knew that was going to be your first question. I think the first 5 years you're building
Hold
it
on. Keep it a little bit closer to yourself. Yep.
right here.
What? Couple inches.
Is that
Yeah.
better?
Yep. Yes.
I think the first 5 years, you're defining yourself. At least we were, and it got brought up to me. My first logo was blue and red, looked like a Band-Aid. It was but it was what I could afford at the time. I think it was $150, and they stuck it on this old van.
150 is a lot for a logo, especially at
Well,
that time.
at that time, it was both doors though,
Okay.
on a big water department van that was blue, and I think it was somebody pointed out. They said, "That looks like a big Band-Aid." I said, "Well, that's not good," And I went. Actually, that's kind of interesting because that's where we came up with our color. I went to a sign people. They're still the company I use, Ledoux Signs. And I went to him, and we were trying to pick out a new logo because I had that time gotten a couple of trucks. And he says, everybody gets red, black, blue. He says, why don't you do something different? He says, what colors do you like? And I said, well, I like Harley Davidson orange. And so we went orange and black and white. And since that time, that's what it went. That's our colors now.
Love it. I would like to set up the tone for this podcast today. I want to talk about branding. I want to talk about our industry. I want to talk about sales because in the roofing industry, in the roofing business, you can wear one of the 5, 6 hats. You can wear sales hat, you can wear branding hat, you can wear admin, you can wear all the hats that you want. And last week, you actually were part of it. I believe we have a pretty heated discussion online
Yeah.
on Facebook. People were Joey, I think, came and he was just making a claim that I focus too much on retail, and I do. Like for 7 years in the roofing business, I wear a retail hat more than any other hat because I love branding. I love when my phone rings, and I know you have similar path. And so many people replied and said, yes, you absolutely can build a brand. You don't have to storm chase. Let's talk about storm chasing versus branding. Let's talk about how long does it take and why so many people in the roofing industry don't understand the branding but go after storms, door knocking. Is it because it's easier? Is it because it's low hanging fruit? Or why is it?
It's interesting because when I started out, I didn't know door knocking, storm restoration.
Do you do now?
I do now. I'm very good at it. And the thing about it is you can have both. You don't have to have just one. Both are good if they provide income and you provide a service. I I do think, and I always have. When I first started going to conferences, I'd see these guys, and they would be all door knockers. Tons of people and big companies, and I used to think, well, maybe I should go that direction. And it was about a year or two into it that I says, no, I want to be a storm catcher. That's what I call myself. I'm a storm catcher. And and the reason I like that is I can do retail. Being able to have my sales guys do a retail bid versus knocking all the doors. Now, all that said, when they were having that discussion, me and you talked about that, and I don't think that it's necessarily just one or the other. I think that you have to decide in your company what direction you're going to go. If you do well with door knocking, great. I believe you build a brand, and when a storm hits in your area, you take advantage of that, and that's what I've always believed.
But so me and Lenny Scarola always talk about it. And Lenny always said that he loves door knocking because if he would lose everything today, he would go in any town, start door knocking, start generating sales, revenue. And I would say my answer always have been that's the same reason I love branding. I can go create YouTube video today, a Facebook video, start advertising like at my sleep and make my phone ring. And everything I do is like that.
Well, and think about it. This the pandemic, you know, uh, is a prime example. We were knocking on doors, and I always hold the phone up here. The phone is the next generation, and I've always said this. When my kids want something, they ask Google, Siri. When I, as an adult, need something, I ask my phone.
Mm.
Where are you in that? And I ask that question legitimately to a storm chaser or a retail contractor. Where do you want to be? I can do geo targeting in a neighborhood that got slammed by a storm. Sure, you can go knock doors. But if I'm already there and my branding's already there and my vehicles are just there, you know, we're going to take the neighborhood. A lot of the time, my favorite leads are leads that call in. Leads that call in should be closable most of the time.
Oh yeah.
When you knock a door, I'm not saying it's a bad lead. We're in a neighborhood and there's storm damage. We're going to knock the neighbor's door. I mean, we will, or they'll just come to us, which I prefer. But a lead that comes to you, I think, is a better lead than a knock. I always have. That's just my opinion. Some people will disagree.
What's your best lead generation? What are the best leads that you have in your company?
It's hard because I used to think I had an answer for that. I used to think it was, you know, we do a lot of geo targeting now in a storm. We do a lot of, but if you're picking my
Facebook or Google or
all of it,
all of it?
I have in-house marketing. I have an in-house marketing girl that does it full time, and then I also have a videographer full time. I'm probably one of the few that do now. We just implemented that about a year ago. So we do all our marketing in-house. However, we have companies that track what we do.
Mhm.
And I won't name them because sometimes we change those companies
Sure.
on their track record. If they're doing a good track for us, then that's actually comes up every year. We analyze them. But what they do is they track everything that my company's doing. Phone calls, missed phone calls, leads. They track my CRM. They track everything. And I'm able to see then, okay, how many hits am I getting on this ad? Was this a good ad? Was it a bad ad?
So split test everything.
Split it.
Guys, this is going to be all lead generation marketing. I mean, if you cannot learn from guys like us, I don't think you can learn this. But I want you to ask questions. Anything lead generation, anything branding in for me or for Dan, ask your questions because we'll sit here as long as you have questions and we'll try to help you as much as possible because marketing is hard. And I would say it's getting harder and harder because it's getting saturated, a lot of players, a lot of platforms, everyone's changing, but it's doable and it's adaptable. But you are the one who have to adapt.